right, let's do this real quick here. Again, the documents question thing got all messed up. I think they changed the format of Google. I noticed that a couple of things were different this week. I don't know why they would do that, but it was kind of frustrating. I can't imagine what it must be like for you guys having to deal with it with more than just one class. And, well, anyway, I'll get it right this week for sure. So you guys get your questions up there. Don't forget, see, Quiz 1 Radicals is due tomorrow, I have. And Monday we won't have anything because it's Memorial Day. So Wednesday will be our first day of a lesson. All right. This is, I'm just going to do a couple things here on radicals that I noticed from grading some stuff this morning. And one of them was, oh, let's do the solving part that I want to do. Gotta turn my pen on first. So solving, and there was just a few things with that. The problem that I had, I noticed, was something like this, where we had a square root. We had an x squared, say a plus 3 or something like that. Okay. So when you do a problem like this, you want to get rid of that square root. So you're going to square both sides. All right. So we're going to get 2 squared, that's 4. We're going to square that square root, which means it's going to go away. So we have that. Then we're going to subtract, I don't know why I was subtracting 1. We're going to subtract 3 from both sides. We're going to isolate that x squared. So I get 1 is equal to x squared. Now when I square root, to get the answer, I get plus or minus 1. So you're going to get 2 answers in that case. You don't need to check it because a negative squared inside that radical is going to be positive. So it's plus or minus 1. And I noticed a couple people got the 1 part, didn't get the negative 1 part. All right. Let's see. I'm trying to think of a few other things that I saw on that. That was the biggest part of it. If we have an x, come on, let's draw. An x plus 1 equals square root of x plus 3, something like that. Okay. Yeah, we're going to square both sides, and then we get x plus 1. But remember that that is x plus 1, right? Because it's squared, so you're going to write it twice. This you're going to square and get x plus 3. So we have x squared plus 2x plus 1 equals x plus 3. All right, so there's my start right there. So now I'm going to put everything over to the other side. So I have x squared. All right, I'm going to subtract this x, move it to that side. Man, this is not working very well here. Then I'm going to subtract that 3. So I get this. So I don't think, well, I think we actually can factor this one. So we're going to have x plus, no, we can't factor. Yeah, we can. We're going to have x plus 2 times x minus 1. That actually does factor, because negative 2 times 1 is negative 2, and negative 2, or positive 2 minus 1 is a positive 1. So it does factor. So that means we're going to get x equals negative 2 or 1 as your answers. All right. Normally you can use the quadratic formula to get it. But when you had that, remember I said check it to make sure that there are both solutions. So if you put 1 back in here, let's change this color to purple. So if we put 1 right there and put 1 right here, does that work? So let's see, we get 1 plus 1 is 2 equals the square root of 4. Well, that works just fine. But if I put negative 2 in there, I'm going to put negative 2 here and negative 2 there. So I'm going to get negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1 equals the square root of negative 2 plus 3, which is 1. All right, square root of 1 could be negative. It's not going to be a negative 1. Okay, square root of 1 is going to be 1. So that number we would have to throw out and only have the 1. Okay, so you might get some no solutions, and don't be afraid to graph them. All right, graph them in Desmos to get the answer. So if you wanted to graph them, I got a lot of junk here. Let me get rid of this junk. So here you can go y equals, I think that was a square root of x plus 3, and I think this was y equals x plus 1. Let me double check and see what everything was. X plus 3, x plus 1, yep. So there it is. So they only cross right there. Okay. So that gives you an idea of where the answer is. So don't be afraid to check it, see what you got. Right. I think that was pretty much it, really. I didn't see anything else. Talked about the quiz. Don't forget about the other quiz. Turning in these quizzes, some of you are still missing that first one. It's going to go a long way to getting that P. There's such a big part of the grade, and man, I'm hoping we can get a project in when we do some of our trig stuff. That's my goal. Otherwise, I don't know if we're even going to get one of them in. So there just wasn't anything to do with the rationals or the radicals. So anyhow, hey, you got a nice long weekend and enjoy it. And see you on Wednesday.